G'day viewers, welcome to round 3 of the ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. Wet and cold conditions have brought us to central Western Victoria for the hostless Sea Lake Mallee Rally ARB 400. We're set for a big weekend of off-road racing, so let's find out what's happening on the ground.
It's the oldest off-road race we have in the country, and it's a fantastic family event. It's just a great atmosphere for everyone. We've got sometimes third-generation racers here this weekend, so it's got a good legacy.
Sea Lake's a pretty small, tight-knit community, so being able to hold events like this really bands the town together. And as you can see at Gritneering last night, there was a lot of locals there, and it really makes a good start to the event.
The Mallee Rally is a legendary event that has been running for over 4 decades. But for some competitors, this will be their first time tackling the course.
Yeah, first time here, so haven't been here before. Excited to be here, but a little apprehensive as to how we'll go.
Tell us a bit about your history at this event.
No history at all. It's the first race here, so just see how we go for this one.
What have you heard about the track?
Yeah, it's quick. Yeah, really quick. So not ideally suited to us. We like the tighter stuff, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
The 2018 ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship offers entrants a choice of 11 competitive classes. Class 4 consists of wild two-wheel drive with 1 or 2 crew members and an engine capacity not exceeding 6 litres for petrol or 7.2 litres for diesel. Class 8 consists of super 4-wheel drive with an engine capacity not exceeding 6 litre for petrol engines or 7.2 litre for diesel engines. Well, that's it for scrutineering here at the Hoistlers Sea Lake Mallee Rally ARB 400. We've got plenty more action coming your way, so hang around. These high-performance vehicles are absolutely pushed to their limits. Keeping them cool is a real challenge, and you'll see most of them running these aluminium radiators. But did you know that there are a range of aluminium radiators that will suit your standard 4-wheel drive?
The standard genuine radiator can't really cope with situations where there's lack of airflow. The Terrain Tamer radiator is a heavy-duty aluminium radiator. It's a one-piece, top and bottom tank, direct replacement. No other parts are needed to fit this into your vehicle. We get away from those plastic tank setups that you see in the genuine market, so definitely a lot stronger. The fins that we've put into these radiators will generate up to 8% more cooling efficiency, which will also help with the heat dissipation. Another added feature is a low-level water indicator. This will indicate once the water gets below a certain level in your radiator. This upgrade is available for almost all 4-wheel drives out there on the market. Once your genuine radiator does fail, this will be an option for you to do an upgrade to your vehicle.
We're at the magnificent, picturesque Lake Tyrrell, 7 kilometres north of Sea Lake. Iconic little town in the Mallee, and here we are for the 44th year to run the Sea Lake Mallee Rally.
We're on the banks of Lake Tyrrell in Sea Lake, central Western Victoria. We've got round 3 of the ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. Prologue today and then 400k race tomorrow.
How do you think Sea Lake is different? What makes it a special track compared to the others?
It's just the tradition of it. It's a long course, it's 100 k's around, it's everything. It's sand, hard-packed clay, mud, the jumps, the whoops, everything. It's everything at this event, and it's our Bathurst in Victoria.
Good morning and welcome to the 2018 Hoistlers Sea Lake Mallee Rally ARB 400. So hopefully everyone has a good, successful, enjoyable, safe day of racing.
So we have had some rain in the last 2 days, which has made it very, very slippery out here. We're just in the process of making some track modifications for the Prologue. But yeah, we do expect it to dry out to make it reasonable racing conditions.
Many might think this race is a simple lap around the lake, but the attrition rate here proves that this is one of the toughest in the country. What will be your plan over the weekend?
Finish. To finish.
And how do you think the rain will affect the track?
The track maybe it'll affect, but windscreen, I'm right. Good wipers.
Got to get used to the car again. I haven't driven it since 2016 at Millicent, so it's been a while. And then, yeah, just go for it.
Can't wait. It'll just be a little bit greasy as we get going in the early stages. It just turns into a bloody highway. It's awesome.
The decision this afternoon's been made to cancel the full course reconnaissance. Some sections out there's a lot of mud and a lot of water, and to save the road vehicles going out and causing any damage, it's decided not to run the full course reconnaissance.
We weren't planning on doing recon, so no problem by us.
We probably weren't going to do reconnaissance anyway. We've been around quite a few times before, but yeah, obviously there'll be a couple of bits to look out for out there.
Probably a just call. Tomorrow we're going to drive to the conditions. It's no different to any other day. The conditions change on the track as it goes, so what you see this afternoon wouldn't be the same as what you'd see at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
The guys do about an 8 kilometre track. Fastest time gets to start on pole. All 90 cars start. They all go at 1 minute intervals. Fastest time gets to start first on Sunday.
David, how were track conditions today?
Pretty slippery and greasy, but yeah, it's the same for everyone, so, yeah, it's wet.
Yeah, very slippery today. And they got better as the day went on, of course. A few cars over it, started hooking up and got real hooking and fast. In the end, it was great.
Where you thought you had to slow down, you could go fast, and where you thought you could go fast, you had to slow down. So we had a bit of a thrill, that's for sure, but it was good fun.
A great field, 90 vehicles running over 10 classes. Some great competitors. A number of the top vehicles from Australia are here, and all classes well represented.
Yeah, there'd have to be well over 200 cars racing over the June long weekend across the country. Entry list of around the 90s, which is good to see. Classes here are pretty well contested. Makes for a good weekend of racing.
Still quite a big field, over 80 vehicles.
Yeah, look, if you can get close to 100 here, it's really good. And by the time you get through your third and fourth laps, you'd sort of travel on your own a fair bit, so you don't have to worry about traffic, so you can really, concentrate on what you're doing. So it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, no, look, I think it'll certainly be a fight at the finish, and it'll be a fight in our class, and I think each class is going to have their fight amongst themselves, so we're looking forward to it, absolutely.
It's a good field, actually, with the 90-odd entries we've got running, 12 in the class. It's it's real good.
No, it won't worry me at the back. I'll just tick them off as I go past if they break down.
Last year was more, so that's not a problem. There's a good field of class cars too, which is excellent.
How tough is the Sea Lake course?
The first couple of laps are always not too bad. Last couple of laps, you're looking at wanting to just get her home.
Very, very slippery. So we were class 5, so we were one of the first ones out, and when we went out, slipping, sliding all over the place.
Very slippery and wet. Hard to stay on the track for a vehicle like this anyway.
It's been a really tough day, actually. The track generally doesn't suit the cars. In previous years, we haven't prologued or qualified very well, but the tricky conditions today have really levelled the playing field for the rest of the cars. It's going to be a really long day tomorrow, wet track out there, so it'll be interesting to see how we go.
I don't mind the mud too much, it's just a bit of a pain cleaning the car afterwards, but tomorrow's a totally different day. There's a lot of guys probably not in the top 10 that'll be very, very quick tomorrow out there in the open, so we'll have to keep our eyes what's happening behind us as well.
What a day of racing it's been here at the Hoistlers Sea Lake Mallee Rally ARB 400. Prologue is run and done, and we're all set for a big day of racing tomorrow. 400 gruelling kilometres around the lake. Make sure you join us after the break. The four-wheel drives at these events are primarily built for speed, but still retain their standard transfer case. In recreational circumstances though, us four-wheel drivers sometimes like to go as slow as we possibly can. So to find out more about crawl ratios, let's cross over and take a look at the IVECO Daily 4x4. The IVECO is set up with what we call a twin stick transfer case. Now it's not the conventional twin stick transfer case you see in competition four-wheel drives, where you can disengage, engage and do a variety of things. This here is all about ratios. The first one is a 1 to 1.3 stick. Now you may well have heard of overdrive, which is quite common, but this is an underdrive. Now it's just when you get into four-wheel drive situations to give you a little bit more control, a little bit more torque, and help out with the gearing as well for climbing, towing, or when the vehicle might be loaded up. And then the main stick drops it down to 1 to 3 ratio. That is a massive step down in the gear ratio in the transfer case, and together those two sticks give us an incredible crawl ratio of 100 to 1. So in crawling situations, the IVECO is just phenomenal.
The track will be wet and slippery. Please drive for these conditions, take caution, particularly on that first lap. I highly advise that you do stay on the track, because there are some washways out there that will get you. I can guarantee you will come off second best. If you break down today, make sure that you remain with your vehicle until you are located. To start today, there will be 2 cars every 30 seconds taking off on the airstrip.
Probably be good after the first lap. I think first lap's going to be a little bit soupy out there, but shouldn't be any dust this year, which should be good. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Generally, we don't have to worry about dust too much here. The first part of the lap is absolutely the best. You can get right up on the back of another car, force them to give up their position, so it's usually fantastic for close racing.
K's is a fairly long lap.
Look, I like the longer laps. Gives me a chance to settle in. It sorts everyone out, you know, as far as car maintenance and stuff like that and set up.
How do you prepare yourself for 400 kilometres in one day?
Just get in and put the pedal to the metal and go for it, eh? Just enjoy it. No real preparation.
The first quarter or so of the track, it gets a little bit sloppy where we skirt down around the lake. There's a bit of that salty mud which never treats the gear any good.
Early on in the lap, it's usually quite wet and slippery, but then it levels out and it actually gets a bit dusty. So it's really exciting to try and pick off some other cars and work our way up through the field.
It's fast, so yeah, probably not ideally suited to our buggy, being long straights, and the bigger buggies are going to eat us up. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
Do you get to enjoy the scenery at all?
What scenery? Just worried about where you're going, to be honest. I don't see anything. You're sort of focusing just, out the front of the car, and you get people say, you see that on the side of the track? You see the tank? I've got no idea. I'm just watching where the front wheels are going.
Lap 1 was not one to be remembered. It was rags everywhere. It was a bit of a battle. Dad ended up driving most of the first half with his visor up, just copping all the dirt in his eyes because we had no rags left really. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle.
It was quite slippery. Had a bit of an off, just about 3Ks, 4Ks from the finish, but luckily we got away with it.
We started off way back. We were 11th to start with. I took off with Jamie Robinson and he got the jump on me and I just sat behind him for a whole lap, just sucking his mud.
Long day for everybody. The laps will improve as the day goes on. One of those things, you've got to be there at the end.
The league competitors are currently in lap 3, but lap 2 caused an enormous amount of carnage.
We have lost 32 out of 86 starters already.
The latest radar report we've got is that Andy Brown's out. Tyler Owen is somewhere bogged. And Glenn Owen, who is leading the event with quite a good margin, has got fire coming from the back of his brakes, and at this stage, good chance that he doesn't realise it. The top 10 has just been an incredible change in events. It's looking like a tough competition over the last lap. It'll be very interesting to see who finishes.
The track will harden up as the day dries out, so it'll compact down and the surface is going to be very, very hard. There'll be a lot of traction, a lot of hook up once it packs down.
We come in half time, we had a loose rear hub and we tried to rectify that, but we didn't have any luck, so we just took our chances, and from there on it's been smooth sailing. After half time the track was just absolutely fantastic.
Across the 4 laps, it obviously dried out a fair bit.
Yeah, it was sensational. It's a really good, smooth ride. Even though it gets a bit rough, it just handles it really well.
Dried it heaps of the last 2 laps and had to really have a crack the 3rd and 4th lap, so it was a lot better ride. It got a lot rougher, but a lot faster too.
With 90 odd cars going over it each time, it was definitely different each time, but with that bit of sunshine that came in this afternoon, it sort of put a nice crust on things and it was really quite slick, and in the end it was hooking up pretty well.
We saw Glenn 50 Ks from the finish, and you know, I did feel sorry for Glenn. That's his misfortune, but I suppose it's a fortune for me.
I've got to wave the flag. What do you want me to do? Don't wave your arm. Yep, it's all in the wrist move. Yep. This is going to be a special rain for the McLaren family. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Cam.
Cameron, congratulations, a very special win for you. I believe that was your brother waving you through on the finish there.
Didn't know how to take it all in actually. My brother's heavily involved and my dad sort of started us off years and years ago. Out of all the races in Australia, this is the one and only that I really dreamt of winning.
Congratulations. What does it mean to you to come second here?
It means everything to me to be up here with my son. We try this race every year and, you know, you have some success and you don't, but to get back up here again is just awesome and sensational.
What's your relationship like in the car? Calm and smooth or yelling at Dad?
Nah, it's quite calm and smooth. Yeah, I just sort of let him do what he does, go to work and pass him the rags when he needs a rag.
Congratulations on 3rd place. You've got a bit of history on this course.
Yeah, I won this event outright 2 years ago, so that was a pretty good highlight, but I'll take anything against these guys. These cars are getting faster and faster, and yeah, I'm happy with this. I'll take this anytime.
Do you know what? It means a lot to see this guy win, Cameron McClellan, a good mate of mine from many, many years and a great competitor.
I look at the names that I go up on the board with that have previously won it. There's some really legendary names on that board, so I feel just absolutely chuffed to join that group of legends. All these people that just chip in and help me, it makes this win possible. So without them guys, it would be absolutely impossible. So I thank them a great deal. I just can't explain in words what this win means to me.
Thank you for tuning in to Life Off-Road, and I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Hoistlers Sea Lake Mallee Rally ARB 400. We're back next week with more exciting four-wheel drive action. I'm Simon Christie. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard, We'll see you then.